All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Readers. Gotta look at the cryptos. Today was an amazing day, all led by Bitcoin crushing. All right, so I've talked about being able to flash the Bitcoin charts soon. I am still working on that, but nonetheless, definitely talking a lot about it on the Discord group. All right, look, 100K. I know. Let me jump here. All right, so he wasn't the only one, so I'm by no means calling Don C out. But look, I'm seeing a lot of people talking about crazy numbers with Bitcoin, all right? Let's break all-time highs before we discuss anything. But, I mean, I believe we're going to 61K. I do. I think Bitcoin wants to keep going. I don't know if we're going to keep pushing. If we are going to keep pushing, 67 is where we would go next, basically testing that all-time highs that I was talking about, all right? So to me, as long as Bitcoin gives me a reason to believe it's going to keep going up, it is hard to think about anything else except all of these going up, all right? So I always talk about looking at the indices with most stocks. You got to look at Bitcoin when you're looking at ones like these, right? So Marathon and Riot, I tend to chapter the two together because really it's same chart, same comments. Both are basically the biggest players in the mining game, right? From there, I want to look at Wolf. I want to look at Any. And if I have time, I want to look at Hut. Again, to me, those are the smaller players, right? I don't know if you just watched my AI video, but those are the SoundHound, Big Bear, Guard Force, as opposed to, the NVIDIA and Palantir that is Marathon and Riot, right? So I like to order right stocks, put them in order in the same sector, and just follow the leaders. Basically, how things should work, right? Follow them up or down. So, but before we go any further, and I give you more of my thoughts and opinions, what are we gonna do? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. Do I have any lines? Oh, we got to draw some. We will draw some horizontal support and resistance lines. And then when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe to this channel, share this video online with your friends, comment good or bad. Look, anything you can do helps me so much with these YouTube algorithms, but for real, just being here, giving me your time, I am so grateful for it all right? So let's get into it, all right? And again, I don't have the ability to flash Bitcoin charts. It is something that I'm working on, but again, talking about it often in the Discord group if you're not in here already. And I mean, my thoughts are still holding. I really think we're going up to 61K. Look, for roughly 7 days, the Bitcoin chart was very undecisive, all right? It was almost doji after doji after doji. I actually think, I don't even think, I remember I compared SoundHound and Bitcoin charts. Like it was just very doji, just let me wait for the truth. Today we saw the truth. Today we broke that 53. Today we pushed into the 54s. Today makes me believe that there is more, all right? Am I here believing we're gonna break all-time highs? No, not just yet, but I mean, you see it already. I think there's actually a possibility we retest it. All right. And that alone is an amazing thing because let's be honest, it wasn't that long ago that people were thinking crash on Bitcoin, right? So amazing recovery to say the least. And again, the biggest thing is if you're going to be playing these miners, you got to know where Bitcoin is, right? Because all they're doing is sitting here and mining, and we want what they're mining to be valuable, right? So gotta love Marathon, all right? Once again, we are over 1, 2, 3, over all 5 and fly, all right? This thing has done it before. Right here, you can see it. It broke all 5 and flew from basically 12 well beyond 24, actually pushing $30, more than a 2x once it broke. So believe me, Marathon knows how to break all 5 and fly, all right? It's just been waiting to do this recovery that we saw. And again, like I said, the last literally 6 days it was the Bitcoin uncertainty basically bringing this thing down a little bit over here, right? So I'm loving things. I will obviously say, and I don't know why I said I obviously would say, because this is not an obvious thing, but I love it when we are when we do better than the biggest candle to the left. Now, granted, this is a higher candle than we're at today, but this thing is way bigger than this one, right? So I'm glad we broke this one. My next expectation basically is we're coming here. I'm imagining we're going to come to 31 tomorrow. If we break 31, you can kind of see what can happen, right? So first, let's just draw that 31 line, 3090. That's fine. We're not here for perfect. You can see top of that, bottom of that, middle of that. Yeah, that's an important line right there. That might be a little difficult to break, but excuse me, I love that 71 RSI. I love the positive MACD. Excuse me, second hiccup. I love the volume increasing right there just on the zoom out. I'm liking that. Let's see if we can break that 31. And then, I mean, geez, it kind of looks like we're just going to come to that, right? Yeah, then you got 38 after that. Yeah, I don't want to draw another line. Let's keep it there because again, this is a $30 stock that I'm saying might come close to 40. That's a 33% move right there, right? So I think that's a good 1-2 for now. I think this would be a pretty good move if we make it all the way up to 61K. I think if we break 61K, we might be going higher. But I think for now, that's still kind of the best guess of where I think it's going to go. So I think that's a good 1-2 right there. I'll just at least say if I was going to draw another line, it would probably be in this like 50 realm, right? Let's just draw it. I'd probably draw it right there on those two from that zoom out. 48. Okay, that's our 1, 2, 3 up, okay? If this was going to go down, look, the beautiful thing is we have the 8 moving average not too far below us, so I would say like 26 might be the lowest it would come. Maybe even this line that I was just talking about right here around 27, 30, give or take. But again, I'm assuming we're coming to 31. I like a divergence on the MACD. I like the same divergence on the RSI, positive MACD. 71's not low, but hey, we were just at 81, 76, what's the next one? 80. Like we were up there. So we can definitely go from 70 to 80, make a nice little move, hopefully getting over this first line to that second line. That would be a beautiful thing to do. And again, look at this. Last few days, we were just insignificant volume. Today, we're back at the 50-day average. Gotta love it, right? So marathon, I'm loving what I'm seeing. I am, all right? Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions. I might break out right into its own chapter. But again, it's a lot of the same comments. So I will do this quickly. My apologies if you're a Riot person and don't care about Marathon, but literally I have to be repeating the same things. But hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe, please share. It does wonders with these algorithms, all right? But look, Bitcoin had a few days of just unknown, right? It wasn't going down necessarily, but it was going very horizontal, and that's not necessarily something you want, right? So this unfortunately came down instead of staying horizontal, but with Bitcoin making the big move today, it makes a lot of sense why this came up, right? On the Discord, I mentioned I do believe we're going to 61K. I do not believe we're going to 100K just yet, and I'm not quite sure we're going to break all-time highs, but if we get over 61, my next expectation would be to retest all-time highs, all right? So to me, it seems like we're going to be going on up, all right? It seems like, ooh, give me a second. I want to draw this line first and see if that's the one. That's the one. I wanted the halfway, and you can see I basically hit the peak of that right there. I like it. So I think 1930 is going to be our next line up. From there, it seems like it'll be that 23. I think that's a good 1-2. If we can get over 23, man, there's still a little bit of noise. I guess I would draw it right there at 29. I'll give you 3 lines. I gave Marathon 3 lines. It's basically the top right there, 2860. That's cool. That's our 3 lines up. Again, watch Bitcoin. As long as Bitcoin keeps going up, it's hard to imagine Riot's going to do anything different, all right? Again, we see the same divergence on both the MACD and the RSI. That's a fantastic thing. We see today breaking the 50-day average with volume. That's a fantastic thing. Hopefully, we can see it repeat for a couple days like we've seen the stock do it before, right? So there's a lot to like. There really, really is. If we can get over this 1780, oh man, this thing should rip to that 19 line and hopefully get past that, all right? So Riot, I'm loving this. Anything on the weekly? Nothing on the weekly, but looky, we are trying to break all the moving out, break all 5 and fly. All right, we've tried to do it once, we've tried to do it twice, we tried to do it 3 times. This is now the 4th week of us trying to do it. All right, like it seems like the lines are ready to say, okay, okay, you can escape. So love and riot. All right, very much so. Let me go back to the daily. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions, even if you disagree. Let's take a look at any. All right, so any is an interesting one because any hasn't quite broken out yet. Okay, so with marathon, oops, yeah, Mara, perfect. We've actually seen it do it once where it breaks away from the moving averages and seemingly is doing it again. I haven't covered it yet, but I will. But you can see Wolf has a little bit more separation with the lines. You can see Hut has a little, oh, I thought Hut looked prettier. Interesting. Anyways, any is definitely above all the moving averages, but it's still a little tight right here. All right, these three out of 5 is more than half of them, right? So these 3 are a little tight, and I want just a little bit more to believe. All right, I think that's probably our line. I think 256, 258, maybe even just wait till 260. But I think if we can get just a little bit more to believe that we've escaped the lines, the expectation should be that this follows the rest, okay? I zoomed out too much. One thing that I like, zooming in and out too much. I hate doing that, I'm sorry. So when you get a big, crazy outlier in volume, what's going to happen is the 50-day average is going to go up, all right? You can see the line was down there. All of a sudden, there's some good spacing. We have another little outlier right here as well, so the line never comes down quick enough. Once we have a good string of normal candles, you'll see any was just not able to come anywhere near that 50-day average of volume, all right? As we start going lower, lo and behold, we're now actually hitting the line. Can you imagine what would happen if we can hit it 2 days in a row? Maybe 3 days in a row? That's the exact same thing I was saying with Marathon and Riot. If we can hold volume, that's going to be a beautiful thing, all right? We do have a positive MACD. We have a baby divergence, but I see the green line trying to go over it. We have a real nice RSI sitting at a healthy 60. Look, if volume can repeat itself, if volume can better itself, oh man, any should want to make the moves, all right? I think these are 2 good lines. I don't want to really talk about anything above $4 because, dudette, my girls out there, this is less than $2.50 a share, right? If we can make it to 4, whoa, that's such a beautiful percentage, right? Obviously, I would love it to break 4 and keep running, but just keep expectations realistic and beautiful things happen, all right? But I am liking the volume kind of resetting itself back to normal. That should help us hopefully get a couple days in a row of good volume. And again, just in case you fast forward it, I think Bitcoin wants more. I think Bitcoin wants to go to 61K. And if it does, good things should happen, all right? So what's the weekly look like here? Nice. This is actually a good technical hold here. So we tried to get over the 100. We couldn't. We stay a little more horizontal than ideal, but I mean, the 50 holds it. You have the 20 just under it, and it seems like we're basically ready to go back up to that 100 moving average maybe in the next week or 2, right? So, and then again, look, I think this is so I'm going to ignore these couple weeks, right? I'm going to zoom in a bunch. This is perfect. Today is only Monday, and we're already near most of these full weeks of trading volume. That's a good thing, all right? In a single day, we've pretty much surpassed this one, and we're roughly halfway to a couple of these other ones, right? We still got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday to go, right? And if Bitcoin keeps going up, volume should go up too, right? So it seems like there's a few differences here across all of the crypto stocks, the big ones up front, the little ones back here, right? So I'm loving any. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions. Otherwise, let's take a look at Wolf really quickly. So Wolf, look, I love this stock. I will be honest. I went on vacation and I held this stock and it went up while I was gone. Like there's nothing better than, I love trading stocks that I'm comfortable with, right? Someone on the comment recently, I think they were talking about Carvana. I was very bullish about Carvana. They lost a good amount of money on Carvana back in the day. And look, if you are gun shy about a stock, ignore it. There are so many tickers out there. You will find one, all right? And it's the same thing. If there's one that you do well with, attack when it's right, okay? And look, this echoes almost everything I've been saying this whole time, right? Bitcoin seems like it wants to go up. This is over all 5 moving averages. We just need a little bit more to confirm. It looks like the MACD is holding positive. This is a very healthy 68. Volumes over the 50-day average. I mean, I feel like I've said the exact same things across these four for the last 15 minutes. And I mean, when the sector has that much cohesiveness, it has that much strength, it has that much good, oh man, what else can you do but smile, right? So loving it all. Yeah, I think this is a cool place to end here. Like I said, there's not too much more I got to say. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions. Oh, I appreciate you all so, so much.